Hey everybody, welcome back. Hope everybody had a good week. So good week here. Went by pretty fast. So work week went by pretty fast. So that's always good. I'll get that review of Polo Red coming here next. But just wanted to do a quick talk about a couple of my favorite fragrances and how I wore them this week for a couple of days. See, when I reviewed the Polo Red, I only had two of the little samples, and so I threw them for 4 days because it's not exactly the most powerful cologne. It's not bad, it's not horrible, but I had to reapply a couple times during the day. So two of them only lasted 2 days or 4 days. Not even 4 days. 3 days. It only lasted 3 days. So I had a couple days to wear something else. I was like, So I wore Rive Gauche by YSL. What a nice scent. This one is from 2003, I think. Old bottle. Old bottle. Tin bottle. Apparently this goes for a lot of money now. I've only got about 30 or 40 mils left. You can't see through it, but you put it in the fridge and you kind of take it out after you've been in the freezer for a few minutes, and it'll kind of condense to where the fragrance is. So I think, geez, it's so expensive. I don't really want to. I hate that when you get an expensive, not even necessarily expensive. Expensive's fine, but expensive discontinued cologne that you really like, because it's hard to get, and when you do get it, it's expensive. I was like, man, but so I wore this the next day. Azzaro pour Homme. Not expensive, not hard to get, and these two are kind of obviously brothers from another mother. Like beautiful scents. I mean, they even share a lot of notes. They both have star anise, bergamot, lavender, patchouli, vetiver, oak moss. This has got Gaiac wood, and this has got sandalwood. Both got a slight. This more than it. The difference in the scents is. Well, I'll give you a quick little review of both of them. There's not going to be in depth and no compliments or anything. That's a lie, actually. A couple girls told me I smell nice wearing both of these. But I'll do a full review of them at some point because I love barbershops, especially after wearing stuff like Polo Red and the Diesel and all these sweet, modern man, fresh scents. This was nice to come back to and just be like, bang, I'm a man. Beautiful scent. These are very similar, and that's why I kind of wore this one. And I kind of want to mention it to you. If you can't get this, or it's too much money, you think it's too much money, this will suffice. This will do pretty much what this does. Some aspects better, some aspects worse. The only real worst aspect about this is a little more. Well, the smell, I'd say, is they're pretty much 90%. You know what I mean? Like, they're pretty close. This one's got a little more emphasis on the star anise. I find this one's got a little more emphasis on the lavender and musk. They both have musk. This is more star anise, musky, and this is kind of. They're both really good. Both pretty fresh, actually. That's the surprising part. I'll get into it here in a second. I'm getting off track. This is just a little smoother, a little more rounded. This is a little especially with that star anise, that licorice kind of vibe. This is definitely a little more edgy, a little louder stuff. This is smoother. But in everything else, I find this kind of wins out over this. So we'll get into a quick little review of what I was talking about. I'm not giving you a bunch. I just gave you a bunch of notes. This is pretty much all they have. I think this one has some cloves and rosemary, whereas this one has like some tonka bean and stuff, kind of. Where these resemble each other the most, though, is the mid. This one's a little more fresher than this one off the top. This one's a little sweeter than this one in the dry down because of that tonka bean and amber that's in this. But in the mid, and for 5 or 6 hours, well, about 5 hours, and I get in. Not even that, about 4 hours, I'll get into it. They're pretty much the same scent. This is hundreds of dollars for a partially used bottle like this online. This is 20. You do you, but I know which one I'd buy. I got this for $5, by the way. I know people are gonna fucking hate me, but Shoppers had a sale one year that a bunch of scents they brought in for Christmas that I guess didn't sell. Holy goodness. So pretty much after New Year's, they had a bunch of scents for like $5, $10 a piece. This was one of the $5 ones. I bought 3 of them, and I've gone through 2 of them. I love barbershop scents. And that's what this is, and this is Fougere Barbershop. They're different, but they're people use them conjointly. I find a barbershop is more, Fougere has an emphasis on more of the, well, ferns, green, whereas barbershop has the emphasis on, you know, lavender and musk and sandalwood and stuff like that. And these got that in spade, man. So yeah, anyway, quick little review. Kind of gave you the notes. You've smelled the barbershop before. You know what it smells like. It's nice. It's masculine. It's classy. It's kind of what a typical man scent smells like. I mean, it's barbershop. Like I said, in same as this. Now, in the opening of these, like I said, this is a really, how do I say it? It's a surprisingly fresh scent. Whereas this is a little duller. Some people would say, like I said, a little more rounded, got a little more depth, but I kind of like Azzaro. Just a tinge better. I like the opening to this better. But within about, like I said, about a half hour, these 2 hit the dry down. And the opening of this is more of your, you get a lot of lavender in both of them. This is a little more soapy than this one. You get a little more lavender, find with this, some rosemary. You pick up some of that clove almost right away. Whereas this, it's more, believe it or not, lavender and citrus. A lot of citrus off the top. And it keeps that citrus vibe pretty much through the whole. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's pretty fresh. You can really get a. It's not. I don't want to say it's fresh. I don't want to give you the idea that it's like an Aqua di Gio. It's a barbershop, but for a barbershop, it's pretty fresh. But yeah, they open up. Like I said, this one's a little soapy, a little star anise-y, citrusy. And then they come to the mid, and you pretty much lavender, star anise, and some woods. Pretty much identical. No joke, almost identical. The problem is with this one, and this is an old bottle, it's not a reformulation, blah, blah. It is as old as I think they get. I think it's a year it was put out, maybe a year after. only about 5 hours. Projection's only about a half hour, and then even then it's only about half a foot. Um, a beautiful scent, absolutely gorgeous, but whereas this one, which is a reformulation, this year, as a matter of fact, yes, last year, easily 8-hour workday got me through. Projected, never beast. These aren't designed to be beasts though, but it projected a good foot and a half for a good solid hour, hour and a half. Kept that freshness throughout the scent, which really helped it bounce off your skin. Even, like I said, 5 hours into it, I'm barely smelling this. I'm moving my arm to get something and I'm getting a whiff of this. Because when I test, I wear things differently. Normally, if I wear a cologne, it's like my on-scented moisturizer, spray or two, boom, boom, boom. Then a spray, kind of half on the shirt, half on the neck, and that's good. When I test, I don't use the on-scented moisturizer. I put it on first. Then I do spray on my chest, spray on my arm, spray on my arm, put my shirt on, spray on my shirt, spray on my neck, spray on my... So I'll do 5, 6, depending on the cologne, sometimes 8 or 9 sprays for testing purposes. Because I want it to project. I want to be able to smell it. I really want to get a sense of how long it lasts. And so that's why I get whiffs of it when I'm grabbing something or just turning around and I get a quick whiff of myself. This one outperformed this one twice as long, easily. Like I said, smell wise, I really like that. I mean, I love this. I really like this too. They're so similar. And like I said, they hit the mid and it becomes a lavender, slightly spicy, woody scent in both of them. I mean, it becomes a barbershop. But the mid on this lasts about 5 hours, whereas the mid on this, just a couple hours. And then it goes to the base pretty quick. And the base is, you still get a lot of lavender in both of them. You get a slight more touch of sweetness and earthiness from the tonka and the musk that's in here. Whereas this, you still get the lavender again, but I said you get a lot of more of an oak mossy kind of vetiver base, which they both have. Like I said, it's got the notes they share. I think I said at the beginning, I'll say it again: star anise, bergamot, lavender, patchouli. They both have basically just a wood in them. This has got gaiac, this has got sandalwood, a vetiver, and oak moss. They pretty much are the same scent, really. And that's what I wanted to get across. If you have the money and you're a collector and you want to get one. You're not going to be disappointed. I don't want you to say, oh, it's horrible or anything. I wish it lasted longer, projected a little better, but 4 or 5 hours, definitely has a more of a shaving cream vibe than this one off the top. But just a beautiful scent. Beautiful scent. I'd spray it, but I don't want to waste any of it. Just like I said, it's so much money. Nice scent though. If you come across this one cheap, pick it up. I don't care even if you don't like it, you could sell it for 2, 3 times the amount you're gonna get. It's a beautiful scent. People like me will pay crazy money for it. Crazy money. But I mean, if you just want a nice barbershop, I mean, this thing's been around since like 1978, before I was around. I mean, it's withstood the test of time. It is not dated by any stretch of the word. That's a weird term too, dated. What's dated, what's not? I think that's somewhat subjective. Because somebody might smell this and call it dated. I call it classic. It's still wearable today. Dated to me is something I couldn't wear today. Polo green, aquarium, whatever it's called. Shit like that. I couldn't wear that stuff today. But I loved wearing this. I'm so glad to wear these two today. After wearing all these modern men's scents, these were great to wear. Oh, that's the thing too. If you've never worn a barbershop, if you're young, don't be afraid of them. You'll be surprised. They're pretty good. Anyway, guys, that's what I just want to give a quick little review of these two and their similarities, a few of their differences, which one you should get. You should get them both if you can, obviously. But if you're on a budget, if you're not on a budget, well, actually, if you're not on a budget and only wear this on special occasions, and if you want a barbershop, wear this one. So, alright, guys, I'll be back in a bit with a review of Polo Red Rush. Is it? Polo Red Rush. It's okay. Alright, guys. Peace, love, be good to each other.